All right, y'all, let's get this started. Turn this down. All right. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the Black Girl Ventures grant that they combined efforts with TikTok in order to form. So we haven't done one of these in a really long time, but I'm just going to go through the housekeeping rules so that we have them and that we know what we are what we're supposed to be doing, so that whenever we apply for a grant application, we know the answers that we put in. We know that because assume I'm going to be working with someone today, personally, someone that wants to come on live, so that I'll work through the answers with you, but you have to join me on live, okay? You're going to open up a Word doc so that you can keep your answers and that you can know what you put in, because then you can continue to save these answers and over time have the answers already ready so that you don't have to keep going back. And hey, Shalithia, how are you? Matter of fact, let's see if you can go live with me. Okay, so you don't have to keep putting in the answers, and this is the type of stuff I need to do. Yes, girl, stay right here. Okay, don't go nowhere. All right. So, okay. Okay, so you want to keep your answers in one safe place so that when you are applying for future grants, you can just keep those same answers, because a lot of the questions are very much the same. Like they rarely ever change depending on like the mission or whatever the case may be. All right, girl, let's look a mess together, okay? All right, so you're the first person I saw. I know you're active, very active on TikTok, and thank you for the support on the page. You're always showing love. So if you want to hop on, please, you'll feel more than welcome to. We'll work through the grant application, and I'll tell you how to answer the questions so that you are more competitive, okay? I'm going to be applying to this grant, so y'all should be scared. Just keeping it real, all right? Y'all should be afraid, okay? I'm not going to hold you. If you know, you know, all right? But if you don't know, you about to find out. All right, let me stop being funny. Okay, cool. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is first thing you're gonna do is open your Word doc so you can save your answers. Second thing you're gonna do is we're gonna go through the qualifications so that we are aligning our answers with what they want to know. We have to, right? Because it's like driving a car in the wrong direction. You don't want to do that. That's a waste of time, gas, energy, whatever. So don't do that. We're going to read through the qualifications, make sure that we qualify, but we don't use that time to disqualify ourselves. We use that time to make sure that we are aligning ourselves with what they want. And if we just don't meet any of the requirements, then we don't meet any of the requirements, and we're not going to waste our time and our effort, because time is an invaluable resource. One second, y'all. I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay, cool. So with that being said, what are we doing? All right, so let's go ahead and read through the application qualifications first. And then you actually have to sign up for the, hold on one second. Okay, so then you actually have to sign up for an account because it's through Submittable. And just a side note, if you can't stay the whole time, or like you miss something and you want to go back, this will be available on YouTube later, okay? When you get to YouTube, like and subscribe. You know the vibe, all right? What happened to this light? It got so dark all of a sudden. Okay, I don't know. Okay, cool. I know what happened. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. It's been a while since I've done this. Obviously, I'm like a rookie now. How do I add this back? There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is the grant that we are doing today. Cool. So first thing first, they opened the application yesterday. They are closing the application on February 29th. You need to make a note of that somewhere, 11:59 p.m. It doesn't say whether it's Eastern Standard Time. It doesn't say whether it's Central Time, but February 29th at 11 p.m. I'm going to assume it's Eastern because I think they're located in the Eastern time zone. But again, they didn't specify. But give me 1 second. Let me look to see where they're located. They are located in Virginia. So yeah, it's probably Eastern. Okay, so that's first and foremost. Second of all, you are you're going to look at the requirements. So first and foremost, they say you have to be 18 years or older. All right. People who should apply are entrepreneurs, founders, business owners seeking funding for creative services for business growth. Keyword, growth. Okay. So when we are talking about, when we're giving our answers are going to be aligned with growth, right? We're not going to talk about anything else but growth, because that's what they want to fund. Okay, cool. Next, the funds can go towards branding, influencer marketing, web development, logo design, video editing, which is, I think, amazing because it's very difficult to find grants that will just help you kind of build those foundational things. So if you are interested in this opportunity, I really need you to pay attention, okay? Must be 18 years or older to apply. We said that. Must have an active TikTok account, all right? Here's another thing. If you do not get on your TikTok creation Zoom this year, you're going to miss a vote. All right. Next year, actually, no, be middle of this year, with all of the things that are happening, there's going to be a big boom in social media creation. People are going to come online and they're going to be educating. They're going to be sharing. They're going to be speaking. Different forms of communication will come up. You need to be ahead of that. All right. So getting on your TikTok Zoom, creating your authority in a space is going to be important. All right. So make sure that you have an it's saying you have to have an active TikTok account. Doesn't say you have to have a number of followers, but you do have to be active on TikTok. Okay. Okay. Must be able to deliver the project within 3 months of receiving the grant. Super important because they want you to report. There is a reporting requirement. If you've never reported before, this is a good time to kind of walk through this application, learn what they're going to want to know, all right? You must be available to attend an in-person business development training from March 22nd to March 24th. Flight and lodging will be covered for you, so that's great, all right? So while we're going through the requirements, if y'all could just tap the screen, just tap, 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 tap. We're listening. We're not actively doing anything. Just go ahead and like, so that other people who need this information can come in too, okay? We're not doing this alone anymore. We're doing this as a community. We're doing this as a crew, a group, all right? A gang, if you will, okay? Tap, 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 like. So the TikTok does push out to other people the more engagement a post is getting, all right? So please, while you're sitting here listening to that, just go ahead and engage, okay? Award levels. So Enterprise Award is going to be $10,000. So that's the highest award that you can receive. Thank you, Shalithia. Thank you, Pure Choices. I appreciate y'all, okay? Innovation Award, $5,000. Community Award, $2,500, okay? So goal and objectives: facilitate collaboration between visionary business minds and influential content creators by empowering entrepreneurs to collaborate with skilled creators for creative services that enhance storytelling and authentic connection. 2 other keywords, okay? Provide financial support to small businesses and creators by providing a $50,000 grant pool. So that means there's going to be a number of entrepreneurs who are going to get from this $50,000 pool to fuel innovative partnerships, all right? Another keyword, partnerships. So they are looking for people who want to do this together. I just said that just now. We got to do this together, y'all. Nobody is doing entrepreneurship alone. I promise you. Y'all try to do that. Nobody is. They're looking for people who are going to come and fuel innovative partnerships. I just said that. We just talked about this, okay? So think about that when you are filling out these answers. You're going to have to think about the innovative partnerships that you want to create. You have roughly a month to get this done. So within the next month, if you really want to win this grant, get on your Zoom, find somebody that you can, find somebody that you can strategically partnership with, all right? And try to formulate the answers for this grant with that partnership in mind. Okay, cool. Now, all right, the objective of this grant is to assist small businesses in scaling and reaching new audiences by leveraging creative marketing and influencer partnerships to expand their reach and impact. Okay? So another two keywords, reach and impact. Those can be calculated. Okay? Let's just be clear. So when we're talking about how we plan on having more reach and how we plan on having more impact, for impact, you can do something called the theories of change. Okay? For reach, that's going to be probably your marketing. We'll look at the questions that they ask around reach. Okay? Diverse creative endeavors. So they don't want just one person from one particular industry. It says they want business sectors are encouraging applicants from diverse industries, including culinary endeavors, fashion startup, and tech marvels. Okay, so now I'm going to create an account because I actually haven't done that yet. So I'm going to go ahead and do that so I can see what the questions are. And while we're doing this, please let me know who wants to come on so we can help you format your answers too. All right. Why my passwords never match? I swear I put in the same thing. Still saying they don't match. Okay. Okay. So it's going to ask you to verify your email address. So look out for an email from them. I got the email. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my account. Okay. I confirm my email. Thank you, email is confirmed. So I'm going to refresh that page and see what they give me. Okay. All right, cool. Now I'm in the application. All right, cool. So first things first, the couple things that I see are, first I see is first name, last name, right? Business name, TikTok handle. So they want to see your TikTok handle, your website, okay? Business address, where you are located. They want to know how many years you've been in operation. Which revenue category fits your company best in the last 12 months, all right? You should know that. If you're reconciling your accounts or your transactions every single month, which you should be doing, or at least a quarterly basis, you should know how much you've made, at least. Well, we're in January, so through 2023, okay? Please share your primary focus for the creative business need you will meet if selected for the grant, okay? So it's a drop down, and the categories include marketing, branding strategy, influencer marketing, analytics and data analysis, web development, local marketing, graphic design and branding, public relations, event marketing, video marketing, customer relationship management, e-commerce marketing, traditional marketing, community engagement, market research, email marketing, SEO, social media marketing, content marketing, pay-per-click advertising. So these are all great options. So I would say think of the thing that you need most right now. Like what's holding up your business right now as far as like marketing on TikTok, getting in front of the right people. And that's the one that you want to focus on. And that's the one that we're going to talk about as far as growth is concerned. Okay. So now, what award are you applying for? So the $10,000, $5,000, or $2,500 one. So there's the three that we talked about before: the enterprise, innovation, or community. Okay, so the questions, there's only 1, 2, 3 questions to fill out. And they're asking you to submit a video and tag Black Girl Ventures in it. Okay? All right. So describe how you will use the grant for business growth. 300 words. Let me say something. Every single grant that you do is going to ask you this question. Every single one. No one's giving you money unless you're getting a charity. This is not charity. This is a grant. Big difference. We talked about this a million times. Unless you're getting some kind of like charity, they don't need to know what you're doing with it. But if you are going to be getting a grant, they're going to want to know what you're going to do with that money. Thank you, Leah. They're going to want to know what you're going to do with that money. The grant is right above my head. Okay? They're going to want to know. So this is how we're going to answer the question, especially since this, let's say your answer was what the primary focus for the grant is going to be. Let's say your answer, I'm going to pick pay-per-click advertising because I feel like that's the one, personally to me, is easiest to qualify how you're going to grow. When you have a pay-per-click advertisement, like let's say when I go into TikTok, and I'm going to give you some strategy, right? I go into TikTok, I promote this live, and I pay $5 for an hour for it to be promoted. TikTok will tell me how many people it could potentially reach, like a range of 5 to 24 people. Let's say, for example, right? So 5 to 24 people, and then for that $5, all right? So let's do some math, okay? So 5 to 24 people. I'm not even going to take an average. I'm just going to do the range, okay? Then I paid $5 for that advertisement. So if I put, let's say, pay-per-click and I was promoting something, right? I wanted to, let me see. Oh, I don't have my other phone here. Great. Let me see something. And I wanted to promote this product because I'm going to say, because statistically, it takes about 9 to 11 engagements between you and your target market for them to want to engage with you, to want to buy with you, to want to work with you, to trust you, right? Shalithia, and if you want to confirm this, please do, okay? I've been on TikTok sharing my experiences as a woman that has done, as a Black woman who has done 6 figures in funding, something that most people don't think is possible, right? And how I've gone through the journey of learning these things and teaching these things, right? My target audience, I know that it will take them a little bit more because it's an investment in order to be able to engage with this kind of content and talk about the things that they're missing. So if I want to reach 1,000 people, I know that I either have to pay, I'm going to say 1,000 people is going to be 1,000 divided by 5. I know I'm going to have to I'm going to have to spend $200 to reach those 1,000 people, right? No, just to mention it. We're talking just to mention it, okay? Right? You can, Shalita has been engaging with my content for a long time, right? She's probably seen a lot of content, and I'm assuming because I've seen your name come up a lot, right? So you can confirm that I've proven my process, but it wasn't the first time you saw it. It could have been maybe the 9th time you've seen it, right? So if I want to engage with my audience, I need at least $200 to reach 1,000 people. And then I also know that I have to put that against the amount that it's going to take maybe 9 times to reach that 1,000 people. So now I'm going to times that by 9. And now I know I need $1,800 in pay-per-click ads to reach that 1,000 people 9 times. Okay? And Shalithia says, and you have proven each time, period. Okay? But now if I say that I want money for pay-per-click advertising and I've done the math on what TikTok tells me my reach could be between 5 and 24, and I say I want to reach 1,000 and it's going to take about $200 to reach 1,000 people, and in order for me to get in front of them 9 times, because statistically it takes about 9 times to get in front of someone, I know I need a minimum of $1,800. Does that make sense to you guys? Please tell me if I'm moving too fast, okay? And if I need to slow it down or scale it back, let me know. Because I know what I know, but I don't know what you don't know or know. So I need to know how to kind of fill in the gaps for you, okay? So Shalithia says, yes, that makes sense. Anyone else understand what I'm saying about calculating the pay-per-click advertisement and how we're going to talk about its growth in our business? Okay, so Aurora, I hope I pronounced that correctly. I'm gonna play this back on you guys can find this on YouTube later. Okay, all you have to do is go to Mental Money Podcast It will be on YouTube. I'm going to put the grant name there. So it's going to be the most recent video. All right. So you can catch this again. So how will you use the grant for business growth? Now, when I'm giving my narrative, which is whenever we type in something for a grant or a proposal or anything like that, like for the financials of needing those things, you're going to, it's a narrative. It's called a narrative. So describe how you will use the grant for business growth. This narrative will start with funds from the organization will go towards a pay-per-click campaign that will allow us to reach this amount of people to this amount of people, right? Because remember, there's a range, 5 to 24, right? On average, it doesn't matter what the average is for your industry, it takes about 9 to 12 to 15, whatever, engagement for our audience to be able to make a buying decision, right? If you really want to get fancy, you could talk about which part of the funnel they're going to be in, and I outline how to do that in Win With Us or Watch Us Win. If you didn't grab your workbook, it's available on Amazon now, or you can pre-order it for when it's going to be available on TikTok Shop again. It's up to you, okay? But I talked about how to do that, how to break that down for being able to reach your target audience or knowing who your target audience is. Because now I'm going to talk about how many times I need to reach them and what the industry standard is for being able to reach them. Okay? So I'm going to tell them 200, it's going to take, and I'm going to break down exactly what I came up with. I want to run ads on TikTok, specifically TikTok. Okay? The reason why I want to run ads on specifically on TikTok is because they've given me this information. I know that based on the industry standard, this is how many times I need to reach them. This is how much it's going to cost me to reach them. And then this is going to be the total amount. So I can increase my reach. And the reason you can even go into, because you have 300 words, that's a good amount of words. You can even go into the reason why you chose TikTok as a platform that you want to run your a pay-per-clicks campaign on. Because all of those answers really give you a well-rounded way to articulate that you know what you're doing in your business. It's not vibes. We don't operate on vibes here. Okay, guys? We really do the math. We do the breakdowns. We do the numbers. We articulate exactly why we do everything with intention. Because success is strategic. No one is out here operating on vibes. Promise you that. Okay? So, do we understand the blackgirlventures.org? Do we understand how to answer the question about how you will use the grant for business growth with the example of pay-per-click campaigns or advertising? Okay, cool. Now, does anybody have a question before we move on? Because there's 2 other questions. No one has a question? Okay. Okay, cool. I'm going to assume that's a no, right? So please provide a concise statement outlining the specific deliverable that will be created if you are selected for the grant. So on YouTube, it will be Mental Money Podcast. So just the name of this page, Mental Money Podcast, is the same on YouTube. The only place it's not Mental Money Podcast is on IG, but I barely really use IG, to be honest with y'all, because it doesn't work as well as YouTube and TikTok. I'm being intentional, okay? TikTok and YouTube are the place to be quite frank with you. TikTok and Instagram and Facebook are dying, okay? So it's mentalmoney.me on Instagram, but if you want to follow and find this video later, to your point, it will be on Mental Money Podcast on YouTube. While you're there, like, subscribe, do the things, right? Okay, so please provide a concise statement outlining the specific deliverable that will be created if you are selected for the grant. So they want to know exactly what you're going to do with the money so that when you are reporting, you can report exactly point for point where the money is going to be going, right? So if I'm outlining the specific deliverable, in this case, I'm going to keep with the pay-per-click campaign for this example, okay? The deliverable will be for them I'm going to tell them that I'm going to generate a report. And that report is going to show them the analytics and the data behind the click-through rate for the campaign, the advertising campaign. I might even include some of the strategy that I outlined to create the campaign, right? How many people we anticipated we were going to reach versus how many people we actually reached. How many sales we were able to generate from the pay-per-click campaign. I would also outline, so the deliverable in the report would also be an outline of maybe any time that we had to pivot. Okay. So that could be important too. So let's say we in the first month, we realized that we spent our advertised spend was $100, but then it didn't meet the money or the goal that we set out for the number of clients we meant to reach. So we found another segment of our target audience that we want to reach instead. Okay, that could be it. So let's say we do that instead, and then we pivot, talk about how we pivoted, what we decided to pivot, why we decided to go towards that segment. And then that would be the deliverable for this case. It would be a report generated talking about how we use the funds and how the funds impacted our business, how we were able to reach people, what we put in place, those things. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, cool. All right. So, what else? Okay, you know what? They're asking for a video. So I'm going to, just this time, y'all, I'm going to include, because I don't work for free. I'm going to let y'all know that now. All right. I'm going to include a video pitch template. I'm just writing it down to remember. I'm going to include a video pitch template for the video that you have to submit for this grant. Okay, because you do have to submit a video. So just keep that in mind. TikTok about promote. Okay. So I'm gonna put that in the notes, like the description section of the video, so that you guys have it. All right. And use that as a template for your video. So now it says, for the last question on this grant, because there really aren't that many, it says, please, what motivates you to apply for the Innovate Together grant program? Okay. Now this is where we are going to pull from the descriptions that we found at the beginning, right? These are what we're going to start using the keywords that they used, because we got to spit back out to them what they want, period. So empowering small business owners, content creator, documenting your journey to success. Another keyword that they used was what we were talking about earlier, growth, right? Because maybe you're dedicated to your business growth. They also mentioned innovative partnerships. You want to mention that. So now you're going to aggregate all of those words and you're going to make them relevant to your business to talk about why you decided to apply to this grant. Because at the end of the day, their mission aligned with your business. That's the whole gist. But you're going to pull from those words and make it relevant to your business, right? Any questions on that? Okay, cool. Okay, so that's the whole application. Then they're asking you to submit a video. It says create and post a TikTok video telling us why you should be chosen for the Innovate Together grant. Be sure to tag Black Girl Ventures and hashtag Innovate Together. So I need y'all to follow instructions, okay? Please. It's easy. Just tag them and hashtag Innovate Together. That's all y'all got to do when you post a video, okay? So they're telling you to post a TikTok video. And then they want you to submit the URL for the video. So you can save it. Now that you have an account, you can save this, go back, create your video, put it into the application before you submit, okay? And why you should be chosen, honestly, that could vary for a number of reasons, but stay focused on your growth, because that's what the grant is for you to have your business growth. All right? Because you're already on a great trajectory and you want to continue it. Because you haven't realize the growth that you want to see, but you're on the way, and you've already started implementing this, that, and the third, and that's why that's why you should be chosen, because you already have a proven model and successful track record for what you've already produced, and you want to reach even more people. There could be a number of reasons why you should be chosen, right? Okay. Tag Black Girl Ventures, hashtag. I don't like video grants. I'm not gonna hold you. But no problem, Carla. I'm here. I'll be chilling. My DMs are open. I tell people that all the time. Y'all don't want to reach out. I don't know if I give off an intimidating vibe or what, but my DMs are open. Okay, I'm just saying. So I don't really like video grants, to be honest with you. So I'm now, because they didn't mention it on the cover, but now I'm like a little hesitant to whether I want to do it or not. But if I do it, then you'll see my video on TikTok. Okay. Thank you. I didn't notice the rose. I'm sorry. Thank you. All right. So, next thing is going to ask you is demographic questions. So what your ethnicity is, what your gender is, or like how you identify, and then your age. And then you're going to agree and submit. Did it say when they would tell us? No. Okay. So I would, since it doesn't say like expect to hear back by blah, 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 and they don't have to tell you that, y'all. They can never reach out to you, and it's fine. It actually annoys me when that kind of happens, but they don't have to reach out to you. They don't have to give you feedback, but you should request it because it shows interest. It shows that you really do want the grant and that you're actively seeking partnership or collaboration with them. So just document when you submit it, and then after you submitted it, then maybe reach out 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks after that. But don't be annoying. All right, y'all. I promise you, it's not gonna help. You could be persistent, but like, don't be annoying. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let me see. The link is one's in your bio. Hold on, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Thank you so much. Okay, the link to your one-on-one is in your bio. Yeah, did I take it down? I think I took it down. 1 second. Yeah, I did take it down. I'll put it back up now. Yeah, so if you want a one-on-one with me, you're more than welcome to book a session. And then this will be available on YouTube later. I'm telling you guys, grab your workbooks, okay? I didn't make it for no reason. This is you see what I'm telling you about. Matter of fact, let's just go through it real quick, right? First of all, we talked about target audience. They mentioned that, right? And then we talk about different ways that you can market to your audience. There's a funnel right here in the book. We talk about which area in the funnel that they are in and how you can create a sales funnel for them, because we just talked about that as far as the pay-per-click advertising. So if we had a first session on yesterday and nobody showed up. People purchased the book, which is really odd to me, right? But that's that. So what to do to reach target audience? Where do they go to reach your target audience? And this is your competition. So I'm showing you how to analyze this from your standpoint, from your competitor standpoint. And then in the back, in the last chapter, because most of this is business development, and once you have those things in place, and you'll be able to talk about what you'll actually do with the money and how you can reach your audience. But there's an entire section that talks about outlining what you're going to do with the money. Right? I'm trying to find it. Okay. I'm gonna find it real quick. Okay. Outlining startup costs right here. Okay. Grab your workbook. I'm gonna leave the link in the show, in the description too. We talk about how to answer the item, what your costs are gonna be for that project your justification for those costs, as well as outlining the startup cost. Because every grant will ask you what you want to do with the money. I give you the answer on how to answer those questions, how to look at the requirements, the required items you're going to need, where the money's going to go. They're going to ask you this every time. But also, you need to, if it's a pay-per-click campaign, for example, you need to know who your audience is to even be able to market to them. Pay-per-click campaign, you don't want to spend money getting in front of your audience and it's the wrong audience. They're not giving you money to get in front of the wrong audience. They want to know you know who you're getting in front of. So I would outline exactly who my target market is. And then when I'm telling them what I need the money for, okay, it's a pay-per-click campaign, I'm clear on my audience. And then, boom, this is what the funds are going to be used for. This is how I want to put that money aside. Okay? Okay? No problem. So the book is available on Amazon now. On my website, it's available for pre-order. I have another shipment coming in on this Friday. And then I'm going to relist it on TikTok Shop. All right? So, until then, you can always grab it on Amazon. And if not, then you can wait till Friday for TikTok Shop. But there is a community in the back of the book. There's a QR code. It's called the Business Bar. You'll have to download Telegram. You'll get a copy of scan the QR code, and it's gonna put you into a Telegram community. Only people who purchase the book are in there. So we're gonna meet once a month so we can answer your questions. So when you're going through these grant applications, you're not trying to figure things out. You already outlined it in your book. You already have everything, the basics. Like, this is basic stuff. If you cannot answer this going through a grant application, you're going to require me to help you every single time. I want you guys to be able to do this by yourselves. You don't need me. You really don't. You just need to be able to answer these questions. And then the funding formula, which is another book that's available for pre-order that comes out in April, is the high level stuff. I mean, you're talking about your risk management, your contingency planning, your projections. That book is going to be, it's already like 300 pages, and I'm trying to scale it down, but I'm not even halfway through the proposal yet. So that's the big boy. That's the one where we're going to meet more often so that you're getting the support that you need, but only the people who get the community are the people who are pre-ordering it. Okay. So the Win With Us workbook is the one that I'm telling you is the basic. It's the starter one, the beginner. We need you to work through those things first. The big boy, the advanced PhD degree, that is also available for pre-order on the website. And that is the funding formula. Okay? The funding formula. That's the class that I teach. Whenever I post a post and I said somebody won a grant, that's the class. Hi, Charbonnet. That's the one from the class. So I took the class, all the class content, the curriculum, and put it into a book. That's the one that's available for pre-order in April. Okay? So, any questions before we go? How are you? That makes me so happy every time you pop up. Okay, how are you? And any questions before we go? Of course. What else do we do? Okay, no from Carla. By the way, Charbonnet and I are cooking up something good for y'all. 2024 is the year. We're cooking up something delicious, okay? So I want you guys to keep an eye out for that. All right? No problem, Carla. Thank you for joining today, ladies. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your engagement. Thank you for not leaving me talking to myself on this app. I appreciate that a lot. Again, this will be available on YouTube. So if you want to catch the replay later or another time so that you know how to formulate your answers, and this can apply to any one of these answers, okay? Just so you know how to structure your answers, then you'll be able to do that and go from there, okay? So you guys have a good rest of your day.